off! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PhazeCast.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes! This is what's happening. I have decided to take control of my life. So, on today's episode of Muppets I Would Actually Fuck, Eric, please put up on the screen Spamela Hamderson.
Spamela Hamderson, you would fuck.
Hello, Spamela Hamderson. Just put it right in the middle, or just like right up here. That'd be great. Hello, Spamela Hamderson. Not that. Although, yes, that. I meant actually, future editing, Eric. Edit a picture of Spamela Hamderson right here.
There she is.
In the palm of my hand. How you doing?
Not gonna put her in the palm of your hand.
Bacon. Anyway, yeah. Fuck your Muppets. Literally. I'm gonna fuck that one.
We're not doing Muppets this week. That's next week, Joe.
I'm fucking
or
this.
That's
Wait,
in
no,
2 weeks.
What? No, I'm fucking this Muppet right now. Excuse me. Now, Eric, I need you to edit a black screen while I just do some ungodly things.
Did you just
myself.
Did you just search Muppets I would fuck at some point this week? Did you search fuckable Muppets? What happens when you search fuckable Muppets?
You should stop right now before we do this. All right, guys, welcome to
this is the PhazeCast.
We would like to talk about a few things today. Probably we have Miss Marvel that came out. We have Obi-Wan, new episode that came out. And we have the Summer Games Fest, which was so boring nobody cared.
I don't even know what that is.
Summer Games Fest. Okay, so E3 was canceled, right?
Oh, so they
there
did
was another. There was another game
thing?
event called Summer Games Fest. Yeah, and it was boring. Everybody was very bored, and nobody cared.
I'm not surprised. Miss Marvel, what did you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah, me too. It was. I mean, it's fine. It's Marvel.
You say it's just fine as Marvel? That's your take?
I feel like
I hate how that's everybody's take when it comes to a Marvel movie. Everybody is just such a it's fine, it's Marvel. Like, that's the lamest answer anybody could ever give anything.
There's just a threshold for how much I can enjoy most Marvel projects at this point. It's on the high end of that threshold, I would say. But you know, it is what it is. You know,
it has. I love how like quirky it's shot. Like, you have those weird, like, it has that cool, like, you know, the world is being affected around them as we're shooting them doing normal things. I love that. It's very Scott Pilgrim-esque, I feel.
They had that great tracking shot where they were riding their bikes and explaining what they were going to dress as, and there was stuff going. That was great.
Yeah, their text conversation where the like signs and stuff were changing as their texts.
Yeah, it's got a great personality to it. And yeah, it is a little bit Scott Pilgrim-esque in the just Edgar Wright in general. Sort of reminds me of Baby Driver too. Baby Driver has like lyrics of songs showing up on walls at times.
But I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's a
very good visual, you know, way to portray how everything's going on with their characters. I like it a lot.
Yeah, good story of you know, teens being teens too. I guess.
God, yeah. I mean, I learned that I guess all Asian families force people to take leftovers. That was the most, like that happened. I was watching it with our other friend, Mr. Let's go with Mr. Humba Wumba. If you don't know Humba Wumba, Eric, you should. He's important to you. Kazooie? No.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. And we were both watching it together. And when she's like, oh, I'll just pack your food, she had like a whole thing with like it's all trayed out and everything. Him and I both went, I guess that's just all Asian families. like, we just like, oh, like without a beat. Like we both said like, oh, I feel this. And then of course, you know, the crippling parental disappointment. That's you know. It hit a lot, even though I'm not... I don't, you know... I'm not Packy, but I fucking felt like, oh, that's all relatable as shit.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I love...
Doesn't matter how far you go. To the islands, to the south. You're gonna get leftovers, is what you're saying?
You're gonna get leftovers, motherfucker. We feed people.
Okay.
We feed people, man. I really enjoy the family dynamic. It's too real sometimes, but I think it's they established a lot in this first episode with how her family and tradition is kind of ingrained and how she's like going against it, and what that entails. I love the idea of her plan just falling apart so bad. We get to see it happen in real time. That's such a teenage thing to be.
Yeah.
Her powers, I get why people don't want to, like, make it traditional. I don't know what it's going to be now. I mean, I think it's weirdly, is it cosmic? I'm not sure.
She can shoot Daft Punk lightning, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, she can make constructs out of magic. I assume that's still magic.
Green Lantern-esque, I guess, but
Green Lantern-esque,
only in geometrical patterns.
In the comics, well, no, she made a hand. She did
make a hand, huh?
Yeah, I think it's because they're doing the whole, like, I don't know how to control my power thing. I don't know how to use it, blah, 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 blah. In the comics, she just could stretch her arms and body parts and, like, make them bigger and smaller.
I get why they wouldn't do that.
Why not?
I mean, just visually, I feel
we
like
just
that
had Mr. Fantastic.
I know, but just visually, I feel like that works better in a comic than it does in a television show or in film.
I think we're still gonna get Mr. Fantastic. I think they
I know. We're gonna get Mr.
I think they just did it,
but I think that looked kind of silly too.
No, I think we just did it so we could differentiate
Mr.
Fantastic and Miss Marvel. Oh, well, at least she won't be going around yelling "Embiggen," which is her catchphrase.
Embiggen?
Yeah, because she'll punch and then her hand will get bigger. Embiggen!
Embiggen! I don't like that. You know what I liked about the show was that her parents were not just sort of belligerently strict, that they tried to relate to her and failed. In making their own costumes and stuff.
Well, yes, that was great. There was a very pure moment where they're like, "Hey, I don't get this, but I'm gonna try to understand. But in order to make me understand, you have to go with your dad, and I've made you a weird little Hulk dress thing."
Yeah,
and
then it was like more offensive to them because they're like, "Why don't you want to include us in this thing?"
Oh God!
Which of course is like a parent.
Dad was
thing
so
sometimes.
excited. Dad was so excited. And then, like, the actor playing the dad is great.
He is, I like him.
The actual hurt he got on his face when his daughter was like, "Oh, God, no," and he was just like, oh.
I like her brother, too.
You do?
Yeah.
Man, I think that the cast is solid so far.
It is, yeah.
I want to see I don't know where we're going to go with this, because at the end, there was a mid-credit scene. Where they said, "Oh, I've never seen that power. Go ahead and bring her in." Like there's just a bunch of weird government agents collecting people with powers.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
You didn't see the mid-credit scene?
No, I turned it off when the show was over.
It wasn't over. What the fuck is it? It's a Marvel thing. What are you doing? Dumbass.
No.
Dumb, stupid idiot. Doesn't know how to watch a Marvel.
Tired of watching credits, man.
No, you're fucking not. Don't lie to me.
You know what I liked also was the whole. I just loved, because at this point there are so many Marvel movies and so many Marvel TV shows. You see so many perspectives from so many different places, but it was cool to just see like a teenage girl having to live in that world and being a fan of the superheroes.
Oh yeah.
And going to the con, which by the way, for a first-year con, they got some good turnout, man.
Dude, can I talk about how that con, they went all out with that con. It felt like I was like, "Oh, look, that's a con. I wonder how they're gonna do it." I'm like, "Oh, it just fucking." It's weird how they acknowledge the fuck out of it. Oh my god, forgot about one of the best bits in the fucking first episode. Is that Ant-Man has a podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I saw somebody talking about how that explains how a lot of people have a lot of information.
Yes.
That they otherwise shouldn't. It's because Scott Lang is fucking talking about it on his podcast.
Dude, Ant-Man's getting a lot of traction in the Marvel stuff. He was in Chippendales where he was doing stuff about Ant-Man. He's like, it's actually supposed to be Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
Ants. Like, They're doing a lot of stuff with him. I can't. Are we getting another like Ant-Man movie soon or anything like that?
I don't know.
Do you know about that? Because I would love to see more. Actually,
yeah, Ant-Man's
they're doing a good job.
Ant-Man's great. Paul Rudd is a national treasure.
As a national treasure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd seems like a good guy. He's funny. Yep. He was in Clueless.
Cool.
Anyway, I feel like it would have been a more realistic. They should have done like TumblrCon where they had like the inflatable pool with the ball pit.
Oh God, no.
Because like that's what a real first year con is like. is you get like a couple of booths.
It is, like all the nerds. I feel like all the nerds in Jersey showed up, right? That was what the whole thing was.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it was like sponsored by some, by the actual Avengers or some shit. So
I don't think it was sponsored by the actual Avengers.
Well, it seemed like they had a big budget from somewhere.
True. And, I mean, it's just a fan thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first one.
No, it was cool to get to see that sort of context, of like, this is how the rest of the world views the superheroes. Actually, and I mean, it's going to be what it is. It's about a superhero. But I would have liked to just see a show about a regular teenager having to live in that world and not having any superpowers, but having to be, involved in some sort of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. level conflict or something, if anything.
No. I want them to. That'd be boring.
It just was neat to see.
Also,
I was like, now she's got powers. I want to see more. I'm sure that they'll incorporate more of that, even if she has powers.
No, like the whole her being like it's gonna be just her being a teenage superhero learning her powers. It felt like this was supposed to be a movie. I will say,
it's pretty high quality.
It's very high quality. Just the way some of the like things are shot. It feels like was Ms. Marvel originally supposed to be a movie? Or was it
I don't know.
A series?
I think they're just kind of ramping up their production quality because people have been complaining about it.
Oh no, people are still complaining about the production quality.
Dude, okay, so this week I was introduced to a man named Soups for the first time, who is like got 1 million followers but has just the worst opinions. Not to be mean. Sorry, he's a real person, but his opinions are bad. He's been talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have not cared for any of that. He's been talking... I think that he was the one who first said that Ms. Marvel seems like a Disney Channel series, which is such a ridiculous criticism to me because Disney Channel series handle teenage issues, and they do it well a lot of the time. So, what kind of criticism is that? To level at something.
His complaint was that it's a Disney Channel series?
He said that it looks too much like a Disney Channel series.
What does that mean?
Which
involves a teenager?
I guess, and that's the thing, right? Is like, of course it's going to have some element of that. It's a show about a
teenage superhero. It's a show about a teenage superhero who has that level, like, that age problems.
Yeah. And it's on a Disney Channel. About? It's on Disney Plus. Like, it just...
What did they want her to do or be?
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
But even when you address, like, okay, well, it is that. So, like, that's a ridiculous criticism to level. There are also Disney Channel shows that deal with, like, those kinds of... Like, Lizzie McGuire, dude, was, like, a show where it was like, oh, this is shit that like, people go through. And it's important to, like, talk to kids about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that guy talking about?
I don't know. Listen,
And it now is a criticism that I've seen multiple times. It's weird.
I feel like people don't understand audiences. I don't know why people would like this. Well, I don't know if you're the target audience, but fucking... Of course you're not going to watch, like, a cartoon about blah, blah, blah. If you are not a kid, it's targeted at.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right.
And I feel like, I mean, if you don't relate to a teenage girl in high school gaining superpowers because you're some bitter 20, 30-year-old, cool, dude. But that doesn't make it bad. Who's the target audience for? I mean, I don't know.
And I think target audience aside, I just, it's such a weird, the same thing sort of happened with, like, Turning Red, where they were like literal like professional critic reviews that were like, I just couldn't find anything to relate to. It's like, you seriously couldn't?
Yeah, that's like, it's the racism.
Finding Nemo is about a fish, dude. Are you
Eric,
kidding?
Eric, it's about the racism.
I mean, it is.
Like, I'm just gonna bring it up.
No,
like,
it is.
Like, people are probably shitting on Miss Marvel because it's, you know, she's a bisexual Packy. Like,
Oh, she is? I didn't know that.
That was, yeah. Well, in the first one, that's why she got really. That girl in the.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, like when she was like, "You have nice."
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
That's like if that had been a guy, you would have been like, "Oh no, that's just the awkward."
You know what? I'm so happy though that they are actually showing her culture and stuff.
Yeah, it's really good, and that's probably why people are mad about it.
It wasn't like Moon Knight where they were like, he's Jewish, but we're not gonna tell you about it.
Yeah, he does stuff about it, but yeah, it's
But they're really showing like her culture and how that affects her her life and everything. It's nice. It's really cool to see that, and it's so weird how people react to that, dude. It sucks.
Because people are, you know, they attack woke culture for stuff like this.
I know,
right?
And it's like, what even?
And they're like, oh, why are they sticking to comics and blah blah blah? And I'm like, first off, Ms. Marvel has been a comic for a long time at this point. And this is actually a very good representation of her as a character, and as like her origin story for her powers is a bit different, but like that's the character that's been a part of comics forever. Just because you're not reading her comics or know about her doesn't. People, for some reason, DC specifically is getting attacked a lot right now, because of the inclusivity of a lot of their newer content.
Oh, really?
Yes. A while back, they were like, guys, Superman is gay. Why did they make Superman gay? Blah, 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 blah. And it wasn't Clark Kent Superman. It was his son, which makes sense for the character and how everything is going. And they made Tim Drake gay. Well, they made him bi. And everyone's just kind of like, as soon as that kind of thing changes, they start attacking the culture.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, this is stupid. The woke media is ruining our comic book characters. And I'm like, no. Comic books characters and heroes have always been a reflection of society. That's literally their whole purpose. It's not to be the same. And also, if you had looked at any of the things any of those characters did throughout their runs, you would see that this is like how they show up, and this is a normal step in their character's direction. But most people who complain about comics and all this stuff have no, you know, they're not actually part of the media. They just see that as something like, you know, like, oh, they're making this character do this. That's part of woke culture. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, dude.
It's such
cool.
It's such a weird argument. Like, I see a lot of people being like, well, I just don't like when diversity is forced into things. It's like, dude, just because, like, I feel like
it's not forced.
It's not forced. It's just the way I feel like, and I can't confirm this, of course, but most of those people must be living out in the middle of nowhere in Alabama. It's like, dude, just because you haven't seen anybody except for your cousins in 5 years doesn't mean that that's what's happening in the rest of the country, dude. It pisses me off. It's just insane. Like, you go to any major metropolitan area, of course there are people of all cultures, races, walking around doing their thing.
In Marvel specifically, a lot of their heroes are based in the New York area.
Yeah, like, which is like,
one of the most diverse areas in the entire United States.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what the fuck, man? Of course there are gonna be people.
I mean, and they did this when, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier came out, and I've had discussions with people who are like, I liked it, I guess. I just don't I don't know why they had to like force feed us like their, like, you know, all this nonsense about other stuff when it could just be an action movie. I'm like, no, they're relating to what the character goes through, and that is how you tell that character's story. And you're just annoyed that they're acknowledging the fact that he's like, oh, you know, Black Captain America. They're acknowledging it openly. instead of just sweeping it under the rug, and then you being mad that it's like, oh, well, I think Sam isn't that good of a Captain America. Steve Rogers is always good. I'm like, that's just you defend, yeah.
And people say that shit, and they're like, but it's not because he's black. It's not because Reva's black.
The fact that you
and it's
have
like,
to say it, though, right?
I know.
Like,
and
you
really,
have to say it. I can honestly say, like, oh yeah, I think Steve Rogers is a better Captain America because he's, he's a better Captain America of the older times. Like, he's literally the dude who
fits
stands
what he
for
had
freedom.
to do. Yeah, he fits what he had to do there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and Sam is the new Captain America, and he's trying to bring about change, and just, it's good. Also, Sam, like, people shit on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, too, and I'm like, that's a very good show about, like, one person, like, accepting that they can, rise above and, like, get into the position that, like, they were given to them. Because he's not Steve. Because he's someone who talks to people, who understands people. He's very understanding, and he helps people. Sam's character was great in that show. And then Bucky had that whole redemption arc where he's learning how to just live on with his life and be who he is and accept himself. But no, why is it about race? You fucking idiots.
I have to watch that show. I just don't have a lot of interest in Captain America, so I didn't pick up on that one, but...
Dude,
no.
it's... What? You didn't watch it?
No.
Baron Zemo comes back and he raves.
Alright.
No, he raves. Like, they go to, like, a club.
What?
And he's like, act natural, and he starts, like, clubbing.
Well, yeah, no, I'll check
Baron
it out.
Zemo!
I haven't finished Moon Knight either. The TV shows don't catch my... I finished WandaVision, I finished Loki. Anyway, when you have that opinion, what I want to say is, like, when you're like, oh, well, I don't like... that Captain America, I don't like Reva, but it's not because I feel like the thing is like racism is so institutionalized that, like, if you are of that opinion, it may not be in the forefront of your mind, but, like, assess that a little more, like, think about it, fucking think in your head about where that's coming from, why you're feeling that way.
I don't want to yell at people to like look into critical race theory. I don't think that's what we're trying to get at here.
I would love if they went and read some more books, but you can't expect that of everybody, unfortunately. It makes me sad.
Listen, man, people are gonna be people. All you can do is just ignore the hate as much as possible, and enjoy what you can enjoy.
And call it out when fitting. I was happy that, I think we talked about, like, Ewan McGregor making a post about not being a fucking racist. That's nice.
Yes.
That's good.
It's very nice. Speaking of Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, the 4th episode came out.
Yeah. And involved Princess captured and us trying to rescue her.
Yeah.
So someone has made mention that because I noticed it when I went to watch part 4, and then now I kind of want to go back and watch the series when it's over. But apparently, like, it's a 6-part, and all the parts are the numerical symbols, right? On Disney Plus. So part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4 are all the numerical symbols. Mm-hmm. All of the different parts have related to the different episodes that Obi-Wan is in some way, shape, or form.
What do you mean?
So, like, someone pointed out, like, oh yeah, in part 3 it was a duel between Vader and Obi-Wan, and there was a bunch of fire.
Neat. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And in episode 2 he got married on that lake at the end. That was pretty cool.
Thank you, Eric. Part 2 was the Clone Wars, and there was a clone in it.
Yeah.
Clone showed up.
Yeah. What was part 1?
Part 1 is a Phantom Menace, and some man in the desert looking at a boy through glasses.
Oh,
goggles.
Yeah, he did the goggles. All right, fine.
Also,
yeah, sure.
Tatooine.
Yeah, you're right. So this 4th one was saving Leia from a Empire base.
Yeah.
I noticed that parallel too, but I didn't make the connection that it was the 4th episode.
Yep.
But it was very similar to Luke having to go rescue her
It feels very intentional. I have to rewatch it when all the series are complete because I wanna. That's why I think. Well, first off, because of that, episode 5 some shit's gonna happen.
Open to Obi-Wan Kenobi driving an AT-AT through the snow. He's mad and he's coming for the Inquisitors.
No, open to Obi-Wan getting his shit kicked in by Vader as he finally catches up to him. It's gonna be an Empire Strikes Back thing.
You're right. No, you're right. Because there's gonna be a confrontation, Empire Strikes Back style, Luke and Darth Vader between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, probably. You're totally right.
I hope so.
And then what's episode 6 gonna be?
It's gonna be Jar Jar Binks as the Ewoks coming back to save them all. And, yeah.
C-3PO will be crowned king.
Stupid shenanigans. But no, episode 4, part 4, right? We have, Obi-Wan in the Bacta tank. That was such a good scene.
That was cool.
That was such a good scene. They're connected still. Well, now they are connected, and they're definitely, like... Someone was explaining, like, how it was shot was super cool, because it showed, like, Vader's arm, and then right when it goes to the cutoff, it switched to Obi-Wan's hand.
Yes!
Like, they started doing shit like that. I'm like, that is so fucking dope.
This episode in general was like, some of the cinematography in it was really nice. Mm-hmm. There was a shot where a stormtrooper was standing at the end of a hallway that was coming this way, and then the hallway went that way, and it was like centered it just looked so nice. It looked so nice.
Yes, we got like a weird group of, they're not rebels, but they're people who help people escape, right? Because they're not rebels. I thought we were getting rebels, but these are all just,
they're proto-rebels.
I guess they're not part of any bigger like fight. They even said they're not soldiers. Man, they gave them names too. They gave them names. I don't remember them. I just remember one of them died, and it was sad for everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. They were like, "Hey, so and so died."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I also liked that was his plan to fight like a Sith, was to just park the ship right there and like, I'm just gonna keep shooting at her. She can't do shit if I can keep shooting at her. And then the minute she fucking flies away, she's like, take a bomb, and then, well, goodbye.
They had the snow speeders.
Yes, those were their little ships.
So there must be some sort of surplus of the snow speeders that rebel forces obtain.
I don't know. I love the I don't belong here, but if I pretend I belong here and act like I belong here, I'm just going to be able to stay here. When she's getting stopped by the guard and she's like, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, what?
I like that, yeah.
Do you know that, like, do you know what, vital information is? Do you know what, like, who the fuck are you? He's like, I'm sorry. I'm a security guard. Yeah, you're a security guard. I'm an officer. We gonna have a problem? No.
He looked a little bit like General Hux.
He did.
Maybe that's General Hux's dad.
Fuck off. Just fuck off. I hate when Star Wars
Confirmed!
does that.
Confirmed! I know, me too.
No.
I hate it.
No.
There'll be a video where they're
Obi-Wan...
like, did you know that actually this is all connected? And I'm like, no, I don't fucking think it is.
No. Oh, God. Okay. Obi-Wan's, like, trip through the Inquisitorius building was dope. Like, he's sneaking around. When he does fight, he's starting to get back into it. And I noticed that all of his moves are, like, pure defensive. Like, it's all reactionary, which is so perfect for the character because he is the master of perfect defense, and he's slowly regaining his abilities again. I was like, this is a very good way to, like, showcase him and how he fights. And Leia's just running around.
I liked it. It was a nice, like, slow increase in his abilities, because it wasn't like an all-out giant battle, but you could see it was like he was like getting comfortable, getting his lightsaber out,
Then he was a ninja.
He was a secret agent, man. Running around, dodging those little droids. Mm-hmm. There was the water thing too. What?
Eric,
what?
I need you to, like, wake up.
What?
Wake up.
What do you mean?
Wake up.
What do you mean?
Get excited.
About this episode?
Wake up.
I would say that I'm the least excited about this episode, I think is the thing. I did like it a lot, but it's the middle of the thing. So, like, I think that there's gonna be big things happening in these last 2 episodes, and I was more busy when watching this episode, like looking forward to that than I was engaged in this episode,
Gotcha.
which is, you know, I mean, the thing about this whole series, right, is that it was meant to be a feature film, and so I think you can kind of feel that. I think that
was?
Yeah. Well, originally they rewrote it for TV, so there were like a lot of changes, obviously. But I think that you can sort of feel that in the pacing of this show, and I think in general, sort of Disney does that with their series. WandaVision had a similar thing, where like if you put that all together, it's like a really long movie. But when you're watching like the first episode of WandaVision, you're like, oh, okay, but like what is television usually has more contained stories, you know. Anyway, my point is that this definitely feels like the midsection of a movie, where it's like the rising action. So you got a lot of rise to the action, and then I haven't gotten the payoff yet. So I'm like waiting, and I'm like, come on, because they're going someplace else. I don't know where it's gonna go. Darth Vader's gonna be there. They got Leia back. Where's she gonna go? All this shit. But this episode was like, okay, they gotta go get Leia again.
There was a lot of reveals, motherfucker.
Like what?
There's a hallway full of Jedi they captured. Are you fucking serious, dude?
That was fucked up.
They got Master Sube from the Clone Wars. He was the first one to see. That poor turtle man.
That was him, wasn't it?
Yes, they also had a bunch of like just younglings too. They captured straight younglings.
Yeah, and are they?
Why are they there?
I wonder if they're.
Why are they in there?
I wonder if they're gonna touch on that again. Like,
they have to?
Are they dead? Are they in some sort of stasis? What is going on there?
I don't know.
You know,
but I think there's. I mean, they could be using them for their Force energy. I don't know. They could be. In an episode of Rebels, they had the body of one of the Jedi Masters that one of the Rebels character knew, and they thought that like, oh, we could save her because we can kind of see her memories in a Force ghost thing, but it was actually a trick. And when they found her, it was just her, kind of half dead, like a skeleton almost, in like a tomb with that yellow thing that they have.
Oh, interesting.
So I think that those are Jedi traps that they can pull on people.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we'll use their connection with the Force to try and communicate with other Force people to get them to lure them into traps. Yeah. There's a lot of implications with this shit because the Inquisitors in the dark side of the Force are weird zombie magic people. It feels like, and I want to see more of that shit. And just watching Obi-Wan just, like, walk around and be like, oh, fucking shit, what's happening?
I was, like, half expecting the glass to break on one of those or something when he was walking down there. He would have to, like, catch a body out of the fucking thing. That was a good scene. My favorite thing, though, that happened in this episode was when he was behind the door and the stormtroopers were trying to get him and they shot the glass. And he was, like, holding it back. And that's the kind of thing, right, where it's like, okay, that's more Force power than he has used this whole time. But he's still like, you could tell he was like, oh my god, I can't believe I have to do this.
To be fair, also, that is an ocean.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, oh, fuck.
That's true. That is a pretty big ramping up of his power.
But yeah. Reva having some humanity this episode was pretty good.
That's right. Because
some more character.
And she sort of alluded to being a Jedi again.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I know what it's like to have everybody taken from me.
No one's coming for you. Like, no one came for me. Like, that's obviously the thing. No one's coming for you. The only one person who can save you is yourself. And she's having a connection with Leia.
Yeah.
And also Leia not being able to read Leia's mind because Leia is, strong in the Force, but she's like, how come it's not working? I'm like, maybe she's Force sensitive. Nope.
I like the dynamic between the two of them too. That little girl is a good actress.
She's great, man.
She's able to play off a Reva, an adult, very nicely.
Reva.
Is it Reva? I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say it in a while.
Okay. Well.
Reva, you say tomato. I say tomato.
No, I
You
say
say
tomato, you say
potato.
potato.
You say potato. That's true sometimes. That should have been the name of our podcast, Joe.
Potato.
No, it should have been you say potato, I say tomato. A podcast about different opinions. Do you like that?
Fuck that. No, that is so stupid. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is that? Put Spamela Hamderson back on here so I can look at her.
All right, there she is. Why did they make her like that? Why did they make her look like that?
What?
I'm in a... Oh, people are saying that Swedish Chef is the most fuckable Muppet on Reddit.
No. Can you imagine that during? No. Nah, man. How is the Swedish Chef not canceled?
What are you talking about?
I mean,
because
that's just fucking. He's just a giant racist stereotype.
It's Swedish people. Dude. It's Swedish people.
Wow! Wow! This fucking guy. Anyway, right before Leia is about to get tortured, like Reva's just like, "You made me do this," and she looks sorry, and I don't know, man. I think I don't know when Reva does a face turn, but it's gotta either be at the we only got 2 parts left, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what. So this episode, when she was talking to Leia, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna say something very specific about being a Jedi. It's gonna be great." And then she didn't, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
She alluded to it.
I know.
Why do we need specifics?
No.
Fuck.
I know, but I was like, I feel like it's coming, right? Like, there's gonna be some reveal of her character. I thought it was. I was like, "Is it gonna happen?" And then it didn't. I was like, "Oh my god, what's it gonna happen?" The thing is I probably was least invested in this episode, but my heart was still racing through this whole episode, dude. I fucking love this show. I'm so just generally excited. Like I told you, like in a way that I just haven't been about Star Wars in a long time.
God, Vader is tall.
Yeah, Vader is tall.
They made Vader so tall.
Who'd they get to be in the suit this time? Because it's not Hayden
sure
Christensen, right?
Are you
it
sure?
Can't be. He's not tall enough. It's got to be like
it's
a
a
7-foot
suit.
dude.
They could lift you up, and also depending on how it's shot, you can make anybody look tall.
Yeah, fair.
How tall is Hayden Christensen?
I don't know, but like, yeah, you're right. They make Tom Cruise look not like a tiny person.
Tom Cruise's Batman was fucking huge, but Tom Cruise is not a tall guy.
Tom Cruise is Batman?
I mean, not Tom Cruise. What was it? Sorry, who's Batman in the DC movies? The new one.
Robert Pattinson?
No, not Robert Pattinson. Although Robert Pattinson is just tall.
What are you talking about?
Before in the Batman vs Superman era.
Christian Bale. Oh, Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is not a tall dude, but they made him look big.
Hayden Christensen is 182.9 centimeters tall.
You want to say that in a fucking, I don't understand. I'm not fucking, I was born in America, dude. I don't, fucking tell me his feet.
All your rights for Swedish people, and you can't convert that. He's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's fucking 6 feet tall. Fuck off, you piece of shit.
I don't know. When I Googled it, it gave it to me in centimeters, dude. I don't know.
So he's like 6 feet tall. The Vader boots are probably going to make him look taller and imposing.
I don't look
and
it
if
up.
you shoot it right, I think it is Hayden. I think it is him in the suit.
I don't think it is. Who is in Darth Vader suit? Obi-Wan.
It's gonna say Anakin Skywalker, you idiot. You stupid moron.
Like,
dumb idiot.
Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
There's gotta be like a large man.
I think there's like a suit actor. They say it in the credits. But anyway, fucking bursting into the room, and then you see that little smile on I think it's fourth brother or fifth brother's face when she gets like fucking choke lifted. I told you the consequences. I want Vader to just be completely unhinged next episode.
That's right.
I want a full on fight. But
I can't believe
track her. Oh, she got that on the droid. Sorry,
on Lola, which was smart, and that was another moment where I was like, "What the fuck did she do? How did she do it?" But she grabbed Lola when she was talking to Leia.
Yep.
That was smart. Damn.
Yeah. She's relentless, legitimately, but I think she also just hates Obi-Wan because I hope they mention the Obi-Wan message. I hope they do, because that would be a good thing for her to hate Obi-Wan for. The being told to wait, stay in hiding, and that we will come back for you, only to not.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it, right?
I hope that is what it is, and
because
not just all of the other younglings died around her.
And what a great plot device then for Obi-Wan, if he has to acknowledge that, if he has to know that he failed again, you know.
Obi-Wan failing, you say? Welcome to the Obi-Wan show, motherfucker.
Then I feel like that'll be a real moment for him where he'll have to overcome that again. All of this progress that he's made to become a more powerful, calmer person, to be that guy in episode 4, he'll have to then backpedal a little bit and reassess and be like, oh my god, I still fucked up. I fucked up so bad.
And then do something about it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little thing. Even if it's just saving Reva from herself. And then she tries to fight the Inquisitor. She's going to die. Reva's going to die by the end of this series.
I figure 100%. Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to live. Because we don't have her at all in the future. And there's no way she's going to survive the other Inquisitors and Vader getting mad at her and her betrayal. If it does happen.
Yeah, it's not like
the other Inquisitors already hate her anyway.
No, it's not like they're going to hug it out at the end and she's going to become like Obi-Wan's neighbor on Tatooine. And be like, hey, can I borrow some salt? You wonder if they what?
I wonder if they mean old Reva. Reva? I wonder if they mean old Reva who lives over there next to old Ben Kenobi. Blah, 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 blah,
yeah,
blah.
that ain't going to happen.
No.
Nothing good is going to happen for her. But I think that...
I want Inquisitor lightsaber time, damn
Dude,
it. It's
you
not
want
happening.
You want them to fly around?
They're not even doing the spinning thing. They're not even spinning it. She's only turning on one side.
The Grand Inquisitor did it. The Grand Inquisitor did it to Flea. He killed Flea with the spinning.
Yeah, and that was good. Instead, she just turns on one bit and is just doing this. She hasn't even done the double saber. I know it's a fighting style choice, but still. The Inquisitor lightsabers are fun, and they should be used correctly. Damn it.
I do not care for the Inquisitor lightsabers.
Watch Rebels. They're great.
I'm a classic.
Super cool.
I'm a classic guy. If anything...
Yeah, stop being an old fool.
If anything, it curves to the right a little bit, like Count Dooku.
What's wrong with Star Wars?
No, listen, they're fine. And I'm sure that they'll... Well, I don't know. I guess I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll incorporate that. You know?
I mean, we haven't seen a big fight scene between them yet, so I'm hoping. Yeah. I'm hoping. Otherwise, it's just a set piece.
Yeah.
And I want it to be used. I just want it to be used.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't know.
That's all I want.
I don't know.
That's all I want. That's all I want. Anyway, final thoughts?
I liked Miss Marvel a lot. I'm interested to see where it goes. I like Obi-Wan so much, and I'm really interested to see where it goes. I'm scared for the next episode. I think it's going to be a big Darth Vader conflict. And, and it's going to
end in a loss for the good guys.
It's going to have me on the edge of my seat, and I'm going to be freaking out, and I'm going to be yelling, and my fiance is going to be like, "Stop yelling!" I'm going to be like, "Ah! It's Darth Vader!" So
I'm excited to see where Miss Marvel goes. I love the family dynamic. I love that she just feels like a real teenage girl, and I want to see how a fanboy given powers is gonna do shit, because she's gonna have everything, and like we're gonna see like this is how it's gonna go, and she's gonna have like everything play out in her mind again, like the bit we had in the first episode, and it's gonna go horribly wrong, and I'm gonna love every second of that, because it is very Lizzie McGuire-esque and Doug-esque, like the old Nickelodeon cartoon, where it's like, this is the idea I have in my mind of how things happen, and then when real life hits you, it's like, oh, that's rough.
Mm-hmm. That is Doug, huh?
That's Doug.
That is Doug. Yeah. Oh shit! You know what? That's a good comparison.
Listen, man, it's tried and true method of like the imagination not meeting the expectations of reality, and that's what kids do. Hell, that's what everybody does. Do you ever fucking like? All right, I'm gonna go talk to my boss or my partner or a family member, and like you might be taking a shower or you're doing something beforehand, and you're like, okay, this is how the conversation's gonna go, and you imagine what you're gonna say, and you imagine how it's all gonna pan out, and then none of that shit happens.
Yeah.
And you feel like the ground has been taken out from under you.
Yeah.
That's real life, motherfucker. Yeah. And I love to see characters doing that in like a fun way, because you can see it as they're like, oh, we're biking, and this is how I imagine things going, or her being like, here's the plan, and at 9:22 I'm gonna be home, and all this other stuff's gonna happen, and it's like 11:11, she's home, mom's waiting for you in the fucking thing, how dare you, where were you, I don't recognize you, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, that's real, that is relatable if you've ever been that type of person. But apparently some of the people who can't relate to it just have parents who let them do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that... I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, I know what it is. It's probably just racism.
Anyway, for Obi-Wan, I love seeing Leia act. I want to see more of Leia, like, seeing the world around her, because she's already somehow becoming the princess that we knew from Episode 4.
Seriously, they did a good job.
They are fucking boom.
I wonder where she'll be for the rest of it too. Like, you know,
probably trying to be a diplomat on her home planet, because she becomes that.
Yeah, I mean, like for the next 2 episodes though, are they gonna drop her off?
She's gonna get captured.
See her again?
No, she's gonna get
captured again a third time.
Yeah,
I can't handle it.
Here. Vader's gonna beat the fuck up out of Obi-Wan, and then he's gonna take her. And then, on Episode 6, this is me predicting, because the whole thing is like there's still some good in Anakin, he's going to let Leia go, because Leia's going to convince him just briefly to go to the light side. Not knowing it's her daughter.
Yeah,
if it's the parallel of Luke talking to Vader from Episode 6. It's going to instead be Leia talking to Vader, because we never got a moment between them.
Right.
This is establishing a moment between them now. I think, that's how I think the series is going to go, is that Leia's going to convince him to, like, just briefly let up, and that's going to mean Obi-Wan takes advantage.
I sort of have a feeling they're just going to drop Leia off in this next episode. They're going to have a moment with Bail Organa. He's going to set up some support for them.
No, you're wrong. Wait. You're absolutely wrong. Joe, Leia's going to be a part of the whole series, dude.
Joe, wait, I disagreed with you, and I didn't do that over your thing.
But you were not... But I was right and you were wrong.
I don't think. I mean, I think that probably what's going to happen is they're going to.
Go on.
Bail Organa is going to be involved again for a second, and he's gonna rally some sort of support for Obi-Wan for these last 2 episodes. But I don't know. I don't know how much Leia is going to be involved. I guess no. She has to be. You're right, because they've got the tracker on her droid.
Yeah.
So they're going to find her again. And they're going to take her.
Yeah, they're not going to get to Bail.
No,
they're just going to follow her.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
I mean, I don't want to be... I'm going to stop and let you say your thought, but I'm like, I doubt that shit, dude.
I think at the very least they'll get to Alderaan. I think there might be a conflict on Alderaan then.
No, Alderaan is going to be left completely alone, and Bail's not going to be seen until the end of the series.
Bail's not going to be seen? I like Bail.
Yeah. I like Bail, too. When you saw me, I clapped for Bail. I clapped for Bail. I said we should clap for Bail. But
Bail Organa!
Bail Organa!
That's what you did.
I did a bit. That's what I did. I started a slow clap.
By the way.
Yeah, I don't think... they're not going to get to Alderaan. They're going to get to whatever planet they think is safe next, because whatever reason, either refueling or they have to meet up with people, and Vader is going to be there with his Inquisitors. He's going to beat the shit out of Obi-Wan, and they're going to take Leia again.
Yeah, I guess they might have to drop off their, like, proto-rebel friends first.
No, I guarantee almost one of them is going to die next episode.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe both.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe both. But,
somebody's got to die, and it's not going to be fucking Obi-Wan. Or Leia.
It might be Sand Queen.
It might be
Queen of Dorne.
Yeah, you're right. I was surprised she didn't die this episode. That was the thing I was most concerned about through this whole episode.
She got out. Like, well, it's the episode 4 one. She was able to sneak in, and they all got out.
Yeah. Episode 5, stuff yourself into a tauntaun.
People are going to die.
People are going to get stuffed into tauntauns. Mm-hmm. It's going to be great.
Yep.
That's our show. This is Monday, right? We're doing this on Monday?
Yeah, apparently.
For the next couple weeks, we'll see how that goes. So that you can get your Obi-Wan opinions fast and quick and hard. And we'll be back on Friday or Wednesday when you want to do it.
Goodbye, everybody.
The face
we'll
point.
see y'all later.
Well, the face point's coming this week too.
Yep. See you guys. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Say goodbye to the people. Bye.
I don't want to.
All right,
I'm not done. I have more things to say.
No, that episode's over.
I have more things to say.
Stopped recording on video already. Sorry.